Hi, guys. This is Tracy with Inside Pool Magazine. I'm coming to you live from my home while Nick is on vacation. He's actually at the Texas Open. He's been put out of the tournament, but he's still going strong by keeping Cash Keaton company. Cash just took out Federer Gore's Hill. Wow, what a kid. And he's only 15 years old. Have another young gun coming out of the state of Massachusetts. He has a Fargo rating of 434. His name is Eli. I'm going to run his promo video and let's get this started. He's a fantastic kid with an articulate vocabulary. Just loving what's going on out of the state of Massachusetts. Ladies and gentlemen, this is Eli. Hi, kiddo. How are you this evening?
I'm doing very good. How are you?
Fantastic. Could you introduce yourself, please?
Sure. I'm Eli Zahavi. I'm 16 years old. I play for Massachusetts, and my Fargo rating is 434.
Awesome. How often do you get on the table out there in Massachusetts, sir?
During the summer, when I have a lot of free time, I play around 10 to 15 hours every week. I know a lot of players might play more, but I believe that the more important thing is the consistency and the focus of each practice. So I make sure to nail all that down during my practices.
Good. I was speaking with your mom earlier. You have an extensive education going on. Hearing you're going to school about 6 days a week. Do you plan on going to college after you finish high school?
Yeah, so right now I go to a private school in Southborough called St. Mark's. I go for 6 days a week, and yeah, I'm definitely interested in college. That's my main goal after high school. I'll probably pursue some type of business degree or something like that. But yeah, education is very important to my family and I.
Awesome. That's fantastic. What grade are you in currently?
I'm going to be a junior.
That was a fantastic year for me. I hope it's the best for you as well. I loved it.
Yeah.
Do you have a particular curriculum that you enjoy over the other? What is your favorite?
I would definitely say math and like science, physics. I've always enjoyed that type of mathematical logic and things like that in the classroom. Definitely.
Do you feel it helps your pool game, being interested in mathematics?
Yeah, I feel that's what originally attracted me to the game in the first place. Just kind of the collision of the balls and the math behind the banks and the kicks and all that, and just the angles behind it all. Yeah.
Fantastic. So we'll back up just a little bit. How long have you been playing pool?
So I've been playing for 5 years. I started when I was 11. I'm 16 right now. And I originally got my start from my coach, Roy Pastor. I was drawn in by his junior league he was playing with. So I really just got in that league and kind of went from there. My parents got me a table about a year in, and that really catapulted my pool career.
Fantastic. We have a chatter in the room that says, keep plugging along, sir. Go to school and hit them straight. Thank you so much, Ronnie Rose, for the comment. Does Roy have a place out in the area that you play out of when you get the opportunity?
Yeah, he has his own little pool hall called the Red Dragon in Harvard, I believe. Air, maybe. But yeah, I play in there when I have a chance. And yeah, it's fun. It's fun to play with my coach always.
Fantastic. Do you have a support system or a motivating team that's helping you further into the billiards industry?
Definitely. It's definitely my sponsor, Predator Cues, and more importantly, my parents, especially my mother. They've been awesome help, always behind me, always pushing me for the best, coming to tournaments with me, just really letting me excel in my sport.
Fantastic. Well, we have a tendency to do that. Speaking of moms, Great job, Ellie. Great job. All right. Well, we'll keep moving forward then. What's in your case?
I play with Predator cues. I play with a 12.4 millimeter Revo shaft with a Peach Hour and Predator collaborated butt. I don't know the exact name of the butt model. I play with a BK Rush break cue and a Air 2 jump cue. And for all of my break cue, my playing cue, I always play with a 6-inch extension just because I'm so tall. I'm 6'8", so that really is important for me to have that extra length in the cue.
Absolutely, especially on a regulation table. I'll get my words out here correctly in just a moment. Those 9-footers, I bet it does come in handy to have that extension, even though you're tall. I have a couple of friends who are around the same height as you, and they complain about the leg strain on the backs of their legs. Are you having any issues with that during these long grinds?
Never anything with my legs. Sometimes I have a little bit of lower back pain, but I find that it kind of goes away as I play. But no, I think I have strong enough legs where I don't have pain in that area.
Okay, good job.
Yeah.
Could just be that we're old. Let's keep going on along. And you said you began your level pool around the age of 11.
Yeah.
Were you just as passionate about it as you are now?
Yeah, I think so. I mean, coming in before 11 and, just playing at pool halls, I always liked it. I didn't really know that one could have pool as a sport. So when I realized that there was a junior pool league for kids my age, that really helped me, find my passion and find my area where I want to pursue.
Are you able to find venues for you to play out of in the state of Massachusetts, or are you having a difficult time?
In Massachusetts, there's definitely could be more support for the junior players. I know playing from a young age that it's very important to play with kids your age to know the competition your level. And playing with adults kind of gives you a wrong idea of that. So I think there definitely should be more, areas to play, more consistent junior tournaments around Massachusetts.
Miss Diane says, Eli is a wonderful and great speaker. Thank you so much. One of your friends, I think.
My grandmother, yeah.
We love the grandparents on Billiard Talk Juniors Edition. Absolutely. Welcome, Miss Diane, and thank you for joining us tonight. He is a very eloquent speaker. I'm very honored to have your grandson on the show tonight. Well, moving on along, what is one tournament you would like to attend and why?
I would really like to place well in the Junior BEF Nationals, which would then allow me to place for the WPA Junior 9-Ball Championships, the world competition. That's really been the goal because I think playing on that global stage is just where I want to be. I want to be, traveling to those countries around the world and allowing myself to show off my skills at a global level.
That's very ambitious of you, and I wish you the best of luck, and hopefully we'll see you on that world tour for sure. And moving on along, do you have a professional player that you like, and if so, why?
Yeah, I love the Terminator, Neil Shilogin. I really think it's because he talks so much about the mental game, and I think that's the biggest aspect that a lot of pro players miss. I think that the mental game is more important than your actual physical playing abilities. It's very important to have that mental toughness to help you in a tournament or a competition and just get you along the finish line, especially at the higher levels.
Absolutely. You're very correct in that assumption. Very correct. Mr. Fine, I have a little unknown fact about Mr. Fine. Did you know that he's blind in one eye?
Really?
Yes.
I know that.
He is, and he plays incredibly.
Yeah.
Incredibly. A little known fact. And moving forward, what has been your biggest accomplishment to date?
Well, recently I got invited to the Shane Van Boning Junior 9-Ball Open, and I'm really excited with a player pool of 64 players. I'm very happy and excited to be invited to play. And one of my past accomplishments has been placing 5th in the CSI World Junior 9-Ball Championship. just knowing I'm up there in one of the world competitions I'm really proud of that. So.
And you very well should be. That's a huge accomplishment, especially coming out of your state with very little tournament play against other children that are your age. It's like you said, it's extremely important for our junior players to be able to compete against each other. It's fantastic when you play against adults, but you need to be able to play against your peers, and that has to be someone closer to your own age. So I agree with you there. I think the competition is wider at your age bracket, and it's very important that all of you guys learn to get along with each other, and come on, you want to learn how each other plays, right? And let's see. What has been your biggest lesson so far in pool?
I think my biggest lesson is to definitely stay consistent. I know that when some practice sessions might not go your way, or you're just kind of in a slump for a couple of weeks or even months, the biggest thing is to stay consistent with your practice, with your mental game, and the results you want and where you want to be for your goals. Those will eventually come if you just stay consistent.
You've had a fantastic teacher. I mean, whoever's been helping you along, I give them huge commendations, because, oh, wow, you are one fantastic junior. And let's see. Have your grades suffered ever from any of these tournaments or practices?
No, never. The biggest thing in my family is education comes first. So it's always school first, do all my homework, focus in class, and then with my extra free time, I can, pursue pool as my passion. So
Could go ahead. I'm sorry. Go ahead, finish.
I always just make sure, to just get my schoolwork done first at a very high level, and then after, I can focus on pool with my extra time.
Absolutely. Could you tell the audience how many hours of school do you actually go?
I mean, I'm starting up at 6 days a week for about 12 hours each day because of sports after school also.
And what other hobbies do you have?
Not much. I mean, I have at school in my sports, I play varsity football and baseball. So that eats up a lot of my time, but it's also a very fun passion and hobby for me.
So you're a busy guy.
Yeah.
All right, ladies and gentlemen, you heard it from Eli himself. He goes to school. He's also keeping up with his grades, and he's also playing 2 different sports on 2 different occasions and keeping up with pool. So, you couldn't ask for a better ambassador to represent the juniors than this junior right here. Let's see. Let's keep going. How many hours a week do you think you spend on practice? I know you kind of touched on it earlier in the conversation. Do you think you get in roughly 8 hours a week if you're able to?
I think during the summer when I have more free time, I definitely get more. I get maybe 10 to 15 hours a week. Mm-hmm. I know others might play a little more, but I think it's important, to be focused.
Right.
But yeah, during the school, it's probably around 8-ish hours. Okay. It's tough to find the time, honestly, at school, but I make sure to, be consistent.
Okay, good. Awesome. Love it. And let's see, do you currently have a practice regime that you do when you do get the opportunity to practice? Do you have a particular have you picked one out of the internet to follow? Would that be Mr. Fyan?
Yeah, I play a lot of his drills he mentions online on his YouTube channel. I find those really helpful, especially his classes from Terminator College. I love those videos. And also I just, do some drills my coach, Roy Pastor, gives me, and I play the Ghost often. I like to mix it up and, make it a fun and interesting practice.
Do you play any other games besides the normal 8 and 9 ball?
I play 10 ball too. My favorite game is Call Safety 10 ball because I really like the added strategy it brings with it. And yeah, I play a lot of 9 ball. I think my 8 ball game could use some work. I'm not too experienced in that area, but I think I'm getting better as I play. But
Do you
yeah,
feel you're more of a defensive player or an offensive player, or does it matter?
I think I'm equally as good. I find myself making a lot of good safety shots. I'm really proud of those because it kind of challenges my opponent more than they normally would be. So.
Okay, good answer. I like that. I like that. Do you feel like the junior players are getting the support that they need from the states, your tournament directors, your media people like myself? Do you feel like we're giving you guys the attention and the support that you need for you guys to further into this industry, or do you think we could do better?
I think that there could be more support for the juniors. I've already mentioned it, how tournaments are important and leagues are important, but I think just having more focus on the juniors is really important because we're the future of this pool generation. As the pros get older, we're going to replace them. So I think it's important to cover us more and just give us more opportunities to prove ourselves and improve. So.
Right. Do you have issues finding places to play in your state?
I would say I'm very lucky to have my coach because he kind of provides a safe haven for the juniors playing at his place and other local place, Billiards Cafe. And having a pool table in my basement also helps with my practice, of course. But I would say I'm very lucky to have a dedicated space for me. And I know a lot of other players around the country definitely don't have that.
Right. Okay. We'll see what we can do about opening up some more places for you guys in that area. We're hoping to extend what we're doing currently with the Monica Webb, the Moscone Cup for Kids event that we're putting on, the Monica Webb Battle for the Junior Championships. And maybe next year we can expand it to make it a lot larger so that, all of the kids will get an opportunity to be able to get on a team. So hopefully we're working towards that for you guys. And moving on, how have you handled the pressures associated with pool mentally and physically?
Well, physically, I haven't had that much pressure. I mean, being tall has always given me an advantage on the pool table, not having to use the mechanical bridge as often. And mentally, I would say that I've had a lot of pressures over that, my mental game. And I find that not knowing the importance of the mental game early on made it a bit more challenging as you get more skilled, as I get more, skilled in my game. So I've had to work on it definitely. And I think my mental game is always evolving and always improving. So I'm really excited to, prove my skills in some next tournaments.
When you had your very first tournament, do you feel like you've handled since then? How do you feel like you've changed over the years? Do you feel like you've done much better? Your mother definitely said that you've improved vastly over the years, mentally and physically on the table.
Yeah, I think the main thing, like just game wise, is that simple shots just become easier. When you're starting out, like a straight in stop shot might be, it's an easy shot, it's a mindless shot. You cannot really think about it. I think as you get more, as you improve more, the more harder shots, the more the angles and the cuts and all that stuff, that gets easier and similar to the shots that were easy when you're a beginner.
I asked this question from a professional player one time, and he pretty much nailed what I thought he was thinking. When you walk up to the table after you break, have you mapped out your game plan after you break in your mind?
Just about, yeah. I mean, I always make sure to plan 3-4 shots ahead, like exactly. But for me, a little bit after 4 or 5 shots, it gets to a rougher area. But as you progress along the table, you can kind of map it out depending on how you got position for some shots. Maybe you overran some position, and you have to adjust accordingly. But yeah, I would say to plan at least 3-4 balls ahead is important.
Okay, good. Good answer. Good answer. I knew you could take that one on. So, what advice would you give a newcomer to the game of billiards?
I know I've mentioned it, but I think as a beginner, it's very important to work on your mental game and treat it just as equally as your physical game. because knowing as a beginner, it's very easy to overlook it. And when you progress to a more skilled player, the mental game and your mental toughness is what's going to differentiate you between other skilled players. It's going to help you win those tournaments and win those extra hill matches in those tournaments. So it's very important to work on that. Yeah,
absolutely. Absolutely. Those fundamentals are fantastic, but if you lose it at the table, it's gone.
Yeah.
Absolutely. I love it. If you could speak to someone with unlimited funds, just like I tell all the other juniors, say a genie just popped out of the bottle, and this genie said, "Tracy, I'm going to give you $100,000 to give to Ellie. The one thing that he cannot do with this money is spend it on himself, but he has to spend it in the billiards industry. What would you do with that $100,000?"
I would definitely start consistent tournaments for every country or every state in this country. Having consistent tournaments, consistent leagues for all these young juniors would really help us foster the younger players and allow us to find out our future pros. So having those more opportunities for those younger kids and those kids without access to the tournaments and the leagues would really progress the sport of pool and really help us along in the future. So I think that's what I'd do too.
Fantastic. I like that answer. I really like that answer. Do you have any plans for, besides the Shane Van Boning non-ball tournament, anything coming up for you besides that one?
Not much. I mean, I'm going to be playing in that. I'm very excited to play in that tournament. I'll be playing in the CSI tournament, hopefully. I think it's in March of next year.
Mm-hmm.
And yeah, that's basically it. I don't have many local tournaments to look forward to, but just the big ones I'm very excited to play in.
Well, I appreciate your time tonight, Ellie. You did a fantastic job. Ladies and gentlemen, this is a wonderful, wonderful young man out of the state of Massachusetts, and we are in dire need of more tournaments. So if you guys can offer that for this young man and other juniors out of that area, please contact me and I'll get you in touch with one of the parents out of that area. Well, Ellie, it's been a fantastic evening. I'm going to let you get back to your regularly scheduled programming, whatever you've got going on tonight, because I know you guys are this is your last day before school starts, I'm assuming, or has it already started?
Yeah, I have preseason for football tomorrow. Yeah.
Okay, well, I wish you the best of luck. When you get out there, don't break anything.
Thank you.
We need those hands. You've got to play in that tournament next month. Will you give your parents a thank you for me? And it's been a pleasure having you on. Like I said, good luck at the Shane Van Boning tournament. And if you need anything from me, please feel free to reach out. Okay?
Awesome. Thank you. Thank you so much. I appreciate it.
Oh, you're welcome. Absolutely. You have a good night, Ellen.
You too. Thank you.
As we progress into the end of the year, we will be having a lot more junior players come to the surface. This is just one junior out of the state of Massachusetts. There are several in the New England area that do not have enough venues to play out of. It's been a constant throughout, my trials here with the juniors billiard talk, and it's become major. So if any of you guys out there would like to sponsor one of these kids, please reach out to me at Tracy Lerma. I have several accounts. I have 2 on Facebook. I have 1 on Instagram, and I'm also on TikTok and Snapchat. So if you guys could reach out to me if you would like to sponsor a player, I would be more than happy to get you in touch with someone who can help you with that. Well, it's been fun, guys and gals. And like I said, we still got a lot of pool going on. So please make sure you're supporting your junior players and make sure you're supporting the juniors. Let me get this right. JuniorBilliardScholarshipFund.org on behalf of Inside Pool Magazine and the foundation and Nick DeLeon, because he's out playing with his high chews. You guys have a great night. Thank you. Good night.